Great. Hello and welcome to the Stage of Greatness. I am Danielle Francine, and I'm so excited, as always, to have you tuning in and sharing this energy with me and learning and growing and just all the things. So, today I am really, really excited to talk to you about the relationship between the masculine and the feminine, between the woman and the man, the flow that we can create by basically tapping into ourselves, by tapping into our feminine. And this journey for me, so since, I am divorced and looking back on the past 16 years really of my life and the relationship that I had, I'm of course curious, what can I learn from how I was, how I showed up, the things that I did, what could I have done better? What can I do better? What lessons are there for me so that I can have the best relationship that I can? And really my desire is to have such a deep, strong, vulnerable, loving, trusting connection with my partner, fulfilling, right? So I want to share with you some recent learnings that I've had. And so let me start with this. For really the majority, I want to say, of my marriage, I, you know, I looked into how could I be a better me? How can I, be a better wife? And when I looked into that, it would come down to actions, things of doing for the other person. And I really didn't tap so much into the energy of the feminine or the masculine. I had dove into a couple books towards the end of my marriage about, how to communicate with men, how men are different from women, which, I mean, that was amazing information as well. And what I have just recently learned kind of just blows all of that off the charts. So I'm really excited to share this with you. All right. So let us start here. So, in this book that I'm reading, he gives the example of two dancers, two women dancers. The first dancer, she is dancing to the music in front of an audience, and she is connecting with the music. She is letting her body flow. She is not attached to any outcome. She's not trying to get any type of reaction really from the audience. She is there for herself, to enjoy herself, to flow with herself. Okay. So that is dancer number one. Dancer number two, she is there and she is absolutely connected to the outcome, the response, the reaction that she wants to get from the audience. So she is, all right, so think of dancer number two as a stripper, right? A stripper, she is there for a purpose. Her outcome that she is looking for, the reaction she is looking for, is to turn the audience on, to get money from them, right? She's looking to create a specific action from other people. So, thinking of these two dancers, dancer number one is totally in her feminine. Dancer number two is totally in her masculine. So, as we go through this conversation, I want you to hold on to these 2 points. Feminine is in the flow. Feminine is not trying to get a reaction. Feminine is letting go. Masculine is trying to control. How many of you girls try and control? I used to try and control everything, like everything. And not just in relationships, everything, period. Okay. So masculine is controlling. Now, feminine energy, masculine energy. You can look at these as, so the energy mimics the genitalia that women and men have. Women, feminine energy is receiving and allowing. The masculine energy is penetrating, it's creating, it's controlling, okay? It's the doing. So now, when we go back to this, vulnerability. When you hear that word, vulnerability, or you think of vulnerable as a verb, what comes to your mind? What does that mean to you? So to me, what vulnerability used to mean was sharing my feelings. However, sharing my feelings in a specific way with a specific outcome in mind. I would share my feelings with people so that they would XYZ, right? There was always a end result in mind when I would share my feelings. Now, when you think of being vulnerable in a relationship, do you have the same mindset as that? I'm going to share my feelings with my partner so that X, Y, and Z. Okay. Now, if that is the case, I'm doing this so that I will experience X, Y, and Z, or the other person will experience X, Y, and Z. That is us still very much being in the masculine and trying to control. We're not letting go. We're not flowing. Even though we're sharing the feelings, we're sharing them with a specific result in mind. Okay. So just marinate on that for a minute. Now, in order to fully be in our feminine, being vulnerable with our partner, with the masculine, it requires fully letting go. And when we do this, the result is the masculine steps up. The masculine is basically activated. The masculine wants to now do his part and lead. So when we let go and we allow and we flow with sharing our feelings, the masculine responds, excuse me, steps up and wants to care for us, wants to basically nurture us. Okay. Excuse me, a little something in my throat. All right. Now, here is the part that, for me, I was like, wow, oh my God. Okay. So with keeping the dancers in mind and now relating it to us sharing our feelings. So first thing, I'm curious if this is something that you do, because it is absolutely something that I always used to do. When the man was doing something, I would approach and say, hey, I feel da 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 da. Hey, right? There was no, hi, may I share my feelings with you? May I, asking permission. So the way that women and men are very different is that a man is typically focused on one specific thing. Even if they're sitting on the couch doing nothing, they are giving all of their energy to doing nothing. If they are doing something in the living room, if they're fixing something, they are 1000% focused on that. Now, when we as women, approach our men and say, hey, blah, 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 right? What we are taking on the masculine energy and we are penetrating their space, their energy. Keep in mind, they're concentrating, right? So think about us as women, we can multitask. We basically have diffused awareness. So diffused awareness means, okay, so for example, this room, if you're watching the podcast and you see the video, right? Looking at this as women, you probably see the blanket, the picture, the plant, the pillows, my water bottle back there, the kitchen. When I walk through here and I see this blanket is not folded and my water bottle's over there and there's stuff lying over there and there's books on the shelves that aren't put away, I see all of it and I'm like, oh my God, right? All the things. We are aware of so many things, whereas a man will walk through the room and he's walking through with a purpose, right? There's tissues on the windowsill. He wants a tissue. He sees none of that. We see all of it. Okay. So when a man is focused and he is doing something and we walk in and we penetrate that energy, number one, we're in the masculine, and that creates the masculine to basically like, there's resistance there because we are penetrating. Now, remember, the feminine is to flow, to allow, to receive. So to be fully in your feminine. And I'm going to give you an amazing example of this. So to be fully in your feminine, approaching your partner, your man, asking, may I share my feelings with you? Now, when you ask that, and if he says yes or no, if he says no, it's because he is in the middle of something. More than likely, it's okay, give me, X amount of time. If he says yes, now he is fully focused on you and he is ready. Okay. To flow in your feelings, it is of utmost importance to detach from any outcome, to not expect any type of reaction. Basically, you are sharing your feelings openly and you are doing just that. So what that would look like is I feel X, right? I feel sad, period. What you don't want to do, what switches you back into the masculine and you're trying to control, I feel sad because you, blah, 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 which I used to do all the time. I feel this way because you did this. I feel this way because you are trying to justify a reason why you feel that way. You're trying to basically point the finger of this is the cause of why I feel this way. Okay. No, remember, flow, let go. So it would look like I feel sad. And the masculine will respond, okay, why do you feel sad? Well, I think it's because, my experience the other night when we were talking in conversation, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So I'll give you a real life example because it's way easier instead of me pulling things out of my ass. All right. So, however long ago it was, a couple weeks ago, I had something that I needed to share with John that was really bothering me. And so we were eating dinner. And now I am also new to this practice of being fully in my feminine again, In a relationship for 16 years, there were ways that I did things and I thought they were right. And now I'm learning different. And so I am practicing these things. And so to practice them and see the difference in, the relationship is a freaking amazing. So I said to him, may I share with you some feelings that I'm having? He's like, yeah, absolutely. So I said, I feel like I feel upset. I feel hurt. I feel not seen or not worthy, not important. And he said, okay, well, why do you feel that way? I said, well, when we were in the jungle, an experience that I had, made me feel really sad when I sat and I thought about it. And, you know, so in sharing this with him and the reasons why, I said, and so I switched back into my masculine for a second and I said, what did I say? No, hold on. Let me take a little sip of this. Mm. Okay. So side note, this blanket right here is full of fuzz that sheds. And so sitting by it, it gets on everything. And I think I have some in my mouth, which is excellent. Okay, it'll come out. Okay. So I had said, I feel I feel really stupid even saying this. Like I'm uncomfortable saying this. I don't want this to affect a relationship that you have with so and so, right? So I now switching back to into the masculine, I'm trying to justify and I'm trying to get a specific result of him saying, "No, it's not going to affect this. No, you're not stupid." So I'm looking for the validation, which at this time I didn't realize what I was doing, and now I do. So further in the conversation, once I got out of that, he had said to me, he said, look, you need to be able to share your feelings with me comfortably and openly because I am not able to, number one, read your mind. Number two, if I don't know how you're feeling, I'm not able to give you what you need. And if this is going to work, this relationship, then you need to be able to do that for me. Tell me how you're feeling so that I know, so that I can provide the things that you need for you and for myself. And when he had said that, I was like, what? No man has ever said that to me before. And in further thinking of that, I feel as women, we kind of have like a collective thought that us sharing our feelings vulnerably with the masculine presence in our lives, they're going to think less of us. They're going to think that we're weak. They're going to see us in a way that we don't want them to see us. And really, the truth is, it's the total opposite. They are turned on by us sharing our feelings with them vulnerably and openly. They crave that. That's what they want. They want to lead, and they're not able to lead unless we allow them to. So think of it this way. The masculine leads, the feminine follows, and we give feedback. Then the masculine adjusts, continues leading. We follow, we give feedback, they adjust, they lead, and it's that dance. So it's not just, oh, I need to listen to my man, whatever he says. No, absolutely not. It is the dance of us allowing them to lead us communicating our feelings that we're having without trying to manipulate them or get a specific outcome. They adjust and lead again, right? So they make the changes necessary to, you could say, remedy a situation, right? Or if we share feelings that are amazing feelings, can I share my feelings with you, baby? Yeah, of course. I am so happy. I feel so loved. I feel seen. I feel heard. I feel fulfilled. I'm full of joy. Awesome. Why? Well, because X, Y, and Z, right? We're sharing with them the positive things that they're doing. And then they know, okay, amazing. Like, yeah, my girl is happy. The feminine is flowing. We're blossoming, we're blooming. So, dancer number one, dancer number two, dancer number one connects with the music, allows the music to flow through her. She connects with her body. She is doing it for herself. It is absolutely beautiful. She's turning herself on. And without her even knowing, because she's not paying attention, she's not trying to elicit any specific type of response from the audience, because of her flow and where she is and how she's moving and how she's connected to herself, the audience is turned on and they absolutely love it. Yeah, be dancer number one. Dancer number two, it's very apparent that she's trying to get a certain response from the audience. So, in regards to the two dancers, which one, because it's very obvious when you look at the two, which one do you want to be? Do you want to be the divine feminine and tap into your divine feminine and create that deep vulnerability, that deep connection with your masculine? It's fucking beautiful. It is like the level of vulnerability, the level of trust there, the comfortability that comes with doing that after you have done it and after you have had the experience of it and the magic and the love that's there, it is amazing. So, and one last thing that I wanted to share with you, and I highlighted this from the book. This like jumped out at me like screaming. So it says, so this is with the lack of control or women trying to control. It says women today don't know how to let go of control because deep down they don't believe a man would meet their needs if they were to let go of control. They believe that they would get hurt if they were to let go of control. Deeper still, the lack of trust in men points towards a lack of self-worth in women. A woman who is not in her worth doesn't believe a man would give her everything that she needed if she just let go of all control and fully showed him everything in her heart all the time. But a woman fully in her feminine self-worth knows that is all that she needs to do, letting go of control and showing everything, because she knows her heart is worthy of a man's devotion, like the dancer who just dances. And that was a really big thing for me also, especially, before I went to Peru, I found myself trying to control everything, where I was in my flow in the beginning of this relationship and just following and allowing, flowing. And all of a sudden it was like, hey, no, gonna go back into my masculine, gotta control. And when I came back, a huge part of my journey there was connecting with my feminine, softening, opening, tapping into that love, right? So when I came back, part of the commitment that I made was to be connected to my heart, connect with my heart, move from there, flow from there, think from there, speak from there, and basically stay out of my head, right? My heart is feminine. So allowing and letting go of control. And holy shit, when you let go of control, how fucking easy life is. So easy. It's so much more enjoyable. Why do we always grasp for control? Control everything. Control your man, control the conversation, control this, control where we're going. Oh, you're not doing it the right way. Do it this way. No, just let go. So I want to invite you to let go of control today and tomorrow. See if you can do it. Let go of control. Just go with the flow. See how it goes. See how you feel. Make that connection with the masculine in your life. And even if it's not your partner, even if it's just a friend, if it's someone in your family, share open and vulnerably like that. Ask for permission and then share your feelings. Remember, I am boop, 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 and allow them to lead. They will lead the conversation and share vulnerably and with love. So I pray that this is something that resonates with you. If it's something that you've been, struggling with, or maybe it's even something that you've had no clue about, it's magic. Use the magic, be the magic, allow the magic to flow. I love you so much. I'm so happy that you came by and hung out for a little bit today. Follow me on the socials. I'm Danielle Francine on Facebook, on Instagram, Danielle Francine 1203. Reach out to me. I would love to talk with you. And until next time, it has been a pleasure. All the peace, all the love, all the joy to you. Okay, bye.